Yajna Bhrit Yajna Krit Yajni Yajna Bhug Yajna Sadhana. These are the lines from Vishnu Sahasranama, which means he who created Yajna, he who is the head of Yajna, he who uses Yajna, he who indicates Yajna as a method of attaining him. Yajna is the vehicle or the means which Agni uses, and it's rightfully so, because if we come to the third nakshatra of Krittika, which is all about fire, fiery transformation. So Krittika Nakshatra falls between 26 degrees 40 minutes of Aries and goes up to 10 degrees of Taurus. So now we are moving from Aries to Taurus. So what's the energies of this? It's a very Rajasic nakshatra, and its nature is sharp and soft. So these people can be quite cutting in their speech, very direct people, addressing things as they are. The deity is Agni, the god of fire. Agni is the only nakshatra which is ruled by Agni. Agni means it's a vehicle of transformation. That's why I recited those lines from Vishnu Sahasranama, which talk about fire, sacrificial fire, the ceremonial fire. We are talking about ceremonial fire, where you give offerings in order to transform some energy in your life. So this is a very transformative sign. It can be very sharp and soft, bringing about fiery transformation. So they can be critical. The energies of critical learning, training skills. Getting rid of negativity can also mean training skills. People can professionally become good trainers. Getting rid of negativity through removal. That is the first and second pada. Because the first pada falls in Aries, which goes into the sign of Sagittarius in Navamshas. And the second sign is Capricorn. Taurus going into Capricorn, so it's very grounded, right? Capricorn is a grounded earth sign. So there's that earthly energy also over there. And the last sign, last pada, is going into Pisces. The third pada is going into Aquarius. You got to keep this way the padas transform. That's the focus of the series here. The way the padas transform gives you the energy of what this person might be doing later in life. Okay. So these people have sharp speech and mannerisms. They are perfectionists. It's important for them to set goals. They could become chefs, bakers, and everything to do with cooking, for example. Restaurateurs, for example, because Taurus is an earthly sign. And Agni is the god of fire. What happens in a kitchen? You're transforming the raw material of whatever you're cooking through the means of Agni or fire or heat into something else. That's the dish you're preparing. Think of Krittika like that. So they can be having foster parents and unusual births. This is not a very good thing. If it is falling in the fifth house, for example, the house of children, in a woman's chart could mean they could be having unusual births, the C-section and so on. These people have leadership, wavering fortunes. Hiding emotions can be in Pada 4 because Pisces hides a lot of emotion. Their life lesson is to use the internal fuel, goals and target, whatever the goals and target. These people need a target to achieve because Agni is just Agni, it's just fire. If that fire is not directed properly towards proper things in life, it just becomes a raw energy. Krittika people need to be careful of just being raw energy going around burning everything inside. Okay? So the life lesson is using internal fuels to ignite the internal fire to transform your life. That means you have to become a productive energy for the sake of others. Use the fire to cook your food, not to burn down a house, for example. The same tools are the same always. It's the way of application that we use in life that calls all the shots, right? Mantra I recommend is Vishnu Sahasranama, which will energetically fuel you towards giving you what you need to achieve and what would be the right thing for you to do personally in your life. It's nothing to do with anybody else's life or what has happened before. You have come here in this lifetime to achieve something. These nakshatras that I'm doing should give you that kind of a signal. What is it that you should do? So mantra Vishnu Sahasranama is very useful for that. The ages this is active is 7, 14, 21, 30, 42, 47, 71, 74, 77, and 84. So it's a very active nakshatra, goes right through life, through different ages of a person. And think of it as fire. You're a very fiery person. So you need to be able to use that fire inside you to transform something in your personal life if personal planets are present, or in the external world in whatever things you wish to accomplish. All right? Take care. Be safe. Lokadhyaksha Suradhyaksha Dharmadhyaksha Kritakritah Chaturatma Chaturvyuhas Chaturdamstras Chaturbhujaha. These are the beautiful lines from the 1,000 names of Vishnu, Vishnu Sahasranama, which we're talking about because we come to the 12th nakshatra of the 27 called Uttara Phalguni. Purva and Uttara always fall next to each other. Purva means before, Uttara means that which comes after. Uttara Phalguni falls in the zodiac sign in Leo and Virgo. The first pada is in Leo, the last three padas are in Virgo. So we are transiting from Leo into Virgo now. The Navamshas go from Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and to Pisces. So the nature of this nakshatra, Uttara Phalguni, what is the nature of this nakshatra? Well, first of all, it's a fixed nature. That means if you have personal planets or points in more in Uttara Phalguni, it means that you are of a pretty much fixed nature. Let's say if your 10th house planets are in Uttara Phalguni, then it means you are a very fixed job in life. You see how this fixed nature of this nakshatra plays out. These are the kinds of meanings you got to derive. Nature is very fixed. Maybe mind is very fixed. Emotionally and personality-wise, these are very fixed type of personalities. Uttara Phalguni. Gana is Manushya, therefore we are very earthly in nature. The grounded deity is Aryaman, one of the Adityas, one of the forms of Surya. Okay. So he's called the god of favors of or patronage. So this being governed by the sun, these people are good at leadership positions because they are naturally governed by the sun. Okay. Let's see the energies. Success through partnerships and marriage, because in Purva Phalguni, we talked about getting the love. First, we thought of getting the love. Now we need to keep that love. Now we need to sustain that partnership. So these people will typically find that their success in life rises a lot after they are married or after they are into some partnership and they commit to it. They have a very good conscience. They are very enduring in their relationships. They are very charitable people, very adventurous, especially in Aquarius. In the third pada, they can be very adventurous. They have a life theme of negotiating. They can be friendly and happy people. They are righteous and they have kindnessness to them. Okay. Especially in the first pada with Leo going into Sagittarius, all the fire signs. They're action oriented, again, in the first pada, management, delegation, and investments. Probably in the second pada, because Virgo goes into Capricorn, which is very good at management, that combination, very practical. These people can be very good managers. These are practically the good leaders, okay? And delegation, investments, initial struggles in life. This is one of the big themes of this nakshatra. These kind of people, if your dominant planets and points are in this nakshatra, you can have initial struggles in life, but creating success later in life. Okay? They have a theme of commitment, contracts, deals with intelligence and dedication, especially in Pada 2 and 3, because it's Virgo going into Capricorn, Virgo going into Aquarius, both Saturn ruled ones. Yeah. They can be unconventional managers if it goes to Pada 3, for example. Okay. Will with intelligence, dedication, ethics, rules, tradition, the second and third Pada. Okay. Life lesson. The life lesson for this nakshatra is strength and wealth maintain a marriage, because this comes after Purva Phalguni, which started a relationship. It's like the courtship phase, and now you're going into the marriage phase. So, strength and wealth they need to earn to maintain a marriage. This is their theme in life. Mantra is obviously Vishnu Sahasranama because it governs the Adityas. The ages this nakshatra will be active in a person's chart will be 9, 18, 35, 45, 62, 70, 79, and 89. A mediumly activated nakshatra. Very regal kind of nakshatra this is. These people are more quiet type in nature, but they have initial struggles and success later in life. That's the dominant theme of this nakshatra. Okay. And the next we shall be doing Hasta Nakshatra. Okay. Adrishya Vyakta Rupa Sahasra Jidad Nanda Jid. It's a beautiful lines from Vishnu Sahasranama, bit of a tongue twister there. It means one who is victorious, one who is forever victorious, Anantajit. So, why are we speaking about victory in Vishnu Sahasranama? Because we come to the second, 21st nakshatra of Uttara Ashadha, second victorious one, the second invincible one. Pay close attention to this nakshatra because we are in this shift going through right now. Pluto is passing through this nakshatra. And it will do so for quite a number of years. So what is this Uttara Ashadha nakshatra about? Well, let's see where it falls in first. It falls between 26 degrees 40 minutes of Sagittarius going up till 10 degrees of Capricorn. Now we are moving from the end of Sagittarius to some degrees into Capricorn. Okay. Now, Capricorn being 10th house and all about external manifestation, external material power, etc., etc. This nakshatra is all about that. It's as Capricornian as it gets. And it has two Vargottama padas, the first and the second, the Dharma and Artha. Because Dharma, Sagittarius goes into Sagittarius in Navamsha. And Artha, Capricorn, goes into Capricorn in Navamsha. So this has got very good angles over there. If you want to look at it closely, where is your planets and points falling into? Especially if it is Saturn or Jupiter or something like that, which will make you do stuff in the world, depending upon what your inclinations are. So the nature of this nakshatra is fixed. The fixed type of nakshatra, which means if your personal planets or points of Saturn or Jupiter or anything falls in this, there'll be a very fixed type nature. Gana is Manusha, so they are still about making practical things in the earth happen. The deity is Vishwadevas or universal gods. These are a whole bunch of them. Therefore, the mantra is Vishnu Sahasranama. He is the Lord of Vishwadevas. So the energy, we are talking about energy and life themes of nakshatras only here. We'll do other examinations later. The energy of Uttara Ashadha is maintained victory and status through responsibility, responsible action, especially in Pada 1, Sagittarius exalted. Okay. In Purva Ashadha, we started to go for victory. Now, once you have victory in something, you got to maintain that victory. That is Uttara Ashadha. Another theme of this nakshatra is they work for larger collective causes. Capricorn 101. Because Capricorn is all about working for the others, working for the masses, ruled by Saturn. Saturn wants to work for the masses. It's victory of good over negativity. Large causes may be in Capricorn, going into Aquarius, in the third pada. Victory of good over negativity is like a final victory. They can be pioneers. They have a lot of positivity. They love tradition. They have positive ancestral connection. And they have very high ideals, especially in first pada, because Sagittarius exalted there, going into Sagittarius in Navamsha. Establishment of new institutions. That could be another theme of these people. They could become workaholics. They have a theme of orthodoxy. They're very orthodox. Tradition and orthodox. Sagittarius and Capricorn there. finding practical applications is their job. They need to be receptive, especially in Pada 2. Why? Because they can be stubborn in not receiving other people's suggestions, thinking know it all kind of thing. This could not be doing good for these people. They need to be receptive. They have a theme of late success in life and struggles in earlier part of life. In earlier part of life, they may have a lot of struggles, but later they will have a lot of success also. Another theme which is kind of queer is the spouse is wiser than them, especially with the fourth pada, Capricorn going into Pisces. So, what's the life lesson in summary? Individual wisdom and action merging with collective cause is the ultimate victory, which means removing separatism. This is what Pluto is going through right now in the heavens, this particular nakshatra. So, what is it doing in the world? I'll leave it to you. Individual wisdom and action merging with collective cause is the ultimate victory. Ultimate victory meaning what in this context? Meaning that victory which cannot be snatched away from you. It's permanent victory. Uttara Ashadha is about permanent victory, not temporary wins here and there. So it's a very powerful nakshatra. Mantra I recommend is Vishnu Sahasranama. The ages active for this nakshatra is 5, 12, 24, 36, 44, 48, 59, 61, 67, 72, 77, and 83. Highly active nakshatra. So depending upon which ages are running in your personal chart right now, and if you have Uttara Ashadha prominently playing, this will be active when you're of this age. That's what it means. Next, we shall be doing the Shravana Nakshatra. Meanwhile, take care.